You want to ride?
No.
Hey, I bought you something to eat. You want something to eat?
No.
Hey, I just got paid. You want some money? I give you
No. I'm okay.
What's wrong with you? Why you ain't taking none of my gestures?
Cause there aren't just gestures. It's little crumbs you try to throw my way, such as food, rides, and money, as energetic bait. It's never really just help.
Girl, what the hell is you talking about? I'm just trying to help you. Girl, you sitting up here spewing bullshit.
What you're doing is called favor banking, not out of love, but as a way of stacking debit against me. Then you expect that later. And then I'll owe you time, energy, loyalty, or silence.
You just making shit up. I ain't never heard no shit like that.
You said cease. You said create a song.
Hi, you all. Welcome back to C's Podcast. We are here breaking generational cycles, talking about generational trauma. And today we have a wonderful guest by the name of Jasmine. I will introduce you all to her soon. I'm your host, Sherelle Morel. And yeah, let's get right into it. So could you please let us know your name, your age, and where you're from?
Yes, my name is Jasmine Young. That's the boring name, my real name. But I go by Shay, aka Shay the Alien, aka the Black Sheep Portal. And
Oh,
I just turned 28 years old a couple days ago. And I'm from
yeah.
Georgia,
You're from where again? I'm sorry.
Atlanta, Georgia, born and raised.
All right now. Well, happy birthday to you.
Thank
Well, happy
you.
belated. You're
Thank
welcome.
you.
So yeah, I'm just gonna open it up to you. Please share with us, some of your generational trauma and how you're healing your family's history, if you don't mind.
Okay, so um okay, let's get into it. So when I was about 7 to 10 years old, I was molested by um a cousin of my family. He was my age, I am now. Um and so, you
Wow.
know, that was swept under the rug, of course, you know how black families do. And so I was so angry at one point in time. I was so angry. I was so mad because I wasn't getting any justice.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of I felt like a sacrificial lamb for a little while because, you know, I'm this brown skin, dark skin, black little girl. We already don't have value into the world, but you know, colorism plays a big part, texturism plays a big part, and it's kind of just like, oh well, you know, we know you got abused, but we kind of don't care because you're not valuable to even
Mm.
get justice for. And
My
that's
God.
how I felt, and that's how it is actually. I know it sounds very like fucked up, but that's what it was. And so after that, I was just angry. And when I was going back and forth to school, I would always get into fights. I would always get into it with people. And I went to McNair Middle, and so I was always getting into fights with girls because I was on girls' halls. And but it was my spirit, the type of spirit that I possessed. I don't let nobody play in my face.
Mm.
And that was, even though I did have low self-value and worth in working through that, it was something that was always fighting. So I always knew I had a fighting spirit.
Yeah.
And so I argued with the whole girls hall. I fought the whole girls hall because it's just like, you're not gonna play with me. And plus I'm getting bullied at home, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And then I'm coming home from home getting bullied, getting dogged out, to going to school getting bullied,
Right.
getting dogged out.
Right.
So it's
Right.
like I was angry. I was like, I didn't have no release, no tranquility. And so I was just mad. And so I get to high school, you know, it's the same thing. I get essayed there inside the school. Um,
Oh my God. Wow. I'm so sorry to hear that.
okay. He passed away. And so Yeah, I just had this constant battle of going from black little girl to growing up into my adulthood, and I had a repulsiveness with men, of course, because I keep getting assaulted by them. I keep getting assaulted. I keep getting raped. And then around when I was 15 years old, I end up getting essayed by my aunt's baby daddy and things of that nature. And so, um, that day for me was the worst day of my life because it was just like, I'm telling the truth. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And as a child, they try to make me look fast and say, "Oh, you been trying to talk to boys anyway." And then I'm like, "So what does that got to do with a grown man who's
That,
in his mid 40s, almost 50? You know, messing with a 15. I'm a 15 year. That's a baby. That's a child.
that's a baby. A baby. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And so, but I'm in the house full of pit me bitches, and so a lot of times I don't mesh well because of my spirit, and I feel like
Mm-hmm.
because I'm not trying to be boastful. I think because I'm beautiful too,
Mm-hmm.
and I invest in myself. It took me a long time to get here, though. Like it was all good, when I had severe low self esteem and self worth, and I hated myself. It was fine and dandy, but when you glow and you finally catch up to the work that you always had,
Yeah.
people have an issue. When you have a mom that's jealous of you, and you have grandma, most of all the women that supposed to raise you, when it breaks your spirit, when all the love that you try to seek out,
Mm-hmm.
it's only designated for a man who got a penis between his legs. And so it hurted me. It hurted me to know that my grandma was on the phone with my abuser saying he didn't do that, or my mom putting money on my child molester's books. Those things hurted. It did
Yeah.
hurt. And it's a hard process too, because people are gaslighting you as you trying to heal, and they're trying to say, that's still your mom, and that's your, don't talk
Right.
about them that way. And it's just like, had these people didn't have that blood and have those titles attached to their name, you would have been like, oh, cut them off, this over with. So what's the difference? You know what?
That part. And can you say that again? Because I think we get so caught up with, like you said, the title, because we're blood related, that we're now expected to talk to an individual that may have not believed us, for one, or may even harmed us, this, in a sexual way or in a physical way, right? Like being abusive or emotionally abusive. So yeah, I'm happy that you said that, because regardless of what the title is wrong, right is right. Either you got my back or you don't.
Exactly. And I'm gonna say this too, because I know people need to hear this.
Mm-hmm.
You know, um, your nervous system will never lie to you. And being that said, I can't make up anything my nervous system remembers. And so when people try to gaslight you and say your nervous system never forgets it. Like I had insomnia. I had nights where I couldn't sleep, because
Mm-hmm.
being assaulted in your sleep is so is you already don't trust, because the situation at first. But with my family, it's like, y'all failed twice. God gave
Right.
y'all multiple times. The universe gave y'all multiple times. You know what I'm saying? Source, whoever people preference is, gave y'all multiple times to fix it the first time. Y'all failed that time. And then the second time come around, you failed again. And then that time come around, you know what I'm saying? Other things kept transpiring where you saying loud and clear that you don't give a fuck about me. And that's
Mm.
cool. But I'm not going to sit up here and play a part. And a lot of times I want to say that, they want to act like abuse, that abuse is not tradition. You know what I'm saying? Being abusive, and because, and I want to tell people this, you have to stand up for yourself. Because if you sit up there and swallow all that, you're going to end up just like them. Hair sticking up, no self-love, not investing in your looks. And I'm not trying to be funny, but I'm saying your outer, your exterior, and it's always going to show when you don't do the interior of the work.
Mm.
So the reason why I'm so beautiful and the reason why I have this glow is because I've been working on it.
Yeah.
And so, being that said, you have to, in even like I said, when I was in middle school, high school, fighting all those people and stuff. But what I did love about me is I never backed down. You're not going to play with me
Hmm.
because I worked so hard. I used to be hush mouth, and it's a fetish to them. And I just made a video that about that a couple of days ago. Literally, it's so demonic and in crazy because at one point it is a fetish to them for you to be quiet, for them to have you control in this box. They want you quiet. They like when you was quiet because you know and 10 times out of 10 it happened to them, but that's no excuse. Your
Right.
trauma, you know what I'm saying, it only explains the why. It don't explains you continuing it on. And like I tell my family, y'all want to say, oh, the family curse. A family cannot be cursed in the curse that y'all participating in.
Mm.
Okay.
I mean, that's true because if they would have, stopped it like how you're stopping it, right? Then
Right.
it wouldn't have continued on to the next generation. So with you being able to stop it, it will now, you have the power to end it for your family.
Exactly. My point exactly. They love saying that, oh, the family curse, y'all blaming the devil and this, that, and the third, whatever. You it's a lot of people don't believe in voodoo and hoodooism, but that's a lot of voodoo. And I'm gonna tell you why. Having somebody who's being violated by somebody and forcing them to hug them or
Mm.
having them by them doing Thanksgiving cookouts or whatever event. You know what I'm saying? That is energetic work. And that's the lower level of that's the voodoo that y'all scared of that y'all doing. If you really want to clock it. That's someone's abuse is sending by them. Their nervous system remembers what they're doing have done to them.
Mm.
And y'all give so much support to the person, the abuser, than y'all do the victim.
I
Because
know. Sorry.
no, no, you're good. Because, and it's only because y'all don't want to look bad. Y'all care so much about this family image, and I don't give a fuck. Because if I cared about the family image, I would have been dead a long time ago. You know why? Because I would have been worrying about what was so wrong with me. You know what I'm saying? Why did this happen to me? And I had to find my connection to God and my ancestors, and to really realize that I had this power. But it's like, this is why I tell people you got to fight hard for yourself, because if you don't say nothing, they'll kill you and say that you like that.
Mm.
So you really have to fight 10 toes down for yourself. Ain't nobody else gonna fight as hard as you fight for yourself.
Say it.
Ain't nobody gonna fight as hard for you as you fight for yourself. And when you have family, first of all, it's a self-sacrificial killing that you do when you swallow that pain or when you don't say anything.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Mm-hmm.
and that's why they're jealous, because they was too pussy to even break the curse themselves. They was some weak ass bitches.
Girl, say it because you said because it comes strength. Strength is what you need in order to fight those demonic forces. You said like voodoo and all of that. Those are all demonic forces, and people may have put this on. Well, this goes all the way back to slavery. Okay, this goes back to slavery, and maybe even before then. We don't know. I just know with American history, this goes back to slavery, especially with the hush hush. That didn't happen to you. Those are things that are passed down right? Generationally. So I'm sure your mother's mother, your mother's mother's mother learned at a young age to act as if it didn't happen. They weren't allowed to say what happened. They weren't allowed to speak on it. So it is uncomfortable when now you right, you're coming, you're saying this happened to me, that happened to me. They don't want to hear it because of all of those demonic forces, and then now you have to acknowledge it. And what does acknowledgement mean? Something's wrong with me. I didn't protect you,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm. And I just find it funny because a lot of people, I know this is gonna be kind of controversial, but a lot of people say, hurt people hurt. No, baby. In certain instance, yes, but as when I have a daughter and have a family, there's no way in hell I won't protect her. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? So I don't get, like, I understand, like, trauma happened to me, and I could be like, oh well, it happened to me. She'll get, like, that's a demonic mindset because that's a child. Children and animals are the closest thing to the spiritual realm when they get here. They have the most innocence. That's why
Mm,
a lot of people don't like children and animals because they expose the type of person that you are. And so when you get a baby, and when I was a child, when you have a child who is, you know what I'm saying? Because not only that, let's add the extra, details to it because I love details. Not only being raped and molested was a problem, because that's always going to be an issue, but it's also him acting like I'm his girlfriend, or y'all leaving him with me, or y'all forcing me to hug him on Thanksgiving, or AKA my birthday.
and you're talking about your sister's
No,
child's father, or is it because I know you said it was a few different people.
yeah. So the first one when I was a child was
Okay.
my older cousin, which is my grandma's sister son.
Okay, wow.
And the second one was, like I said, my aunt's baby daddy.
Mm-hmm.
And so that one was really crazy. Of course, everybody kind of had my back against the wall, like, oh, and I was so startled because my aunt just hopping out the car, like, if you saw the whole situation that day, you would have thought I was a random hoe out on the street that they didn't know. And so with their portrayal, I don't think, to me, to be honest, people don't take rape and being molested seriously enough, because it fucks you up for the rest of your life. So when people like, oh, forgive them for you not feeling, like, you don't understand how, and forgiveness can go both ways, but at the same time, if you haven't been in that situation, I don't think people should speak on it, because
Right.
you know what I'm saying. That's
Hmm.
something that you just don't automatically, like, oh, I'm just gonna forgive you, because
It's not that easy.
it's not that. That's something that my husband gonna have to deal with. That's something that my kids gonna be like, what's wrong with mom, like, and I
Right.
heard my trigger word, and that's something that's in your fucking cells for the rest of your life. So it's easy for people to say, oh, just forgive, and blah, blah, blah. It's still to this day where that scene comes up. So
Mm,
you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And
I
like, oh, go
I
ahead.
was gonna say that those flashbacks, right?
Mm,
Which is we could smell something, we could hear something, we could touch something, we can be in a certain location, and all of a sudden we have a flashback. I can totally identify with that. And healing is a process. It takes a long time, and just because you're healing, right? Because right, I think as long as we're on this earth, we're gonna be forever taking care of ourselves, forever healing, forever, when those triggers come up, telling those triggers that they got to go. You know what I'm saying? That's how I talk to it. Like, all right, I'm not about to get caught up on being sad with it because I've gone through this for so long that now I've forgiven my mother, right? I've forgiven my sister. I've forgiven those who sexually abused me and physically, who harmed me, who caused me the most harm. I forgave y'all. So now those thoughts are still coming up, and I got to tell those thoughts, listen, I've already forgiven. I've already forgiven. So you got to go. But that, like you said, it's a forever thing. It does live with you.
I think the issue with it, I don't know. if it's my experience also, but I think it's the problem is with them acting like nothing happened.
Right.
That because it fucks up your self esteem, and it fucks up your sense of worth. Because it's like if something happens to me, and keep in mind, it's other layers to this. You're a black woman. You're a
Mm.
black little girl. The world don't give a fuck about you. So you're looking and sucking out their motherly or their grandmotherly love, and you're looking out like, well, at least my family don't give a fuck, and then they don't give a fuck either. It that shit kills you.
It does. And that's your community. So it's like if you can't even trust your own community, who can you trust?
Exactly. Especially like with my mother. I tried with my mother. I tried, but I knew that it was never going to be the same as after she put that money on my trauma lessons books. After I visually saw her crying and hugging him, jumping up and down. This the same person that would cuss me out if I asked for $5.
Wait a minute, girl. Let us know what happened. You mean did he get arrested? Like what happened?
So he always in and out of jail. His mother, she's kind of she has money. She's kind of wealthy. I think she's a nurse, and so she's gonna fight tooth and nail for her son. It don't matter what he does. I heard he got a 16-year-old girlfriend now. Um, and so you know how you go to your aunt's house and you're like, oh yeah, they played it to me like, oh, we're just going to auntie house to eat, da, da, da. And I'm like, okay, cool, that's what we always do.
Mm-hmm.
We get there, it's a banner, it's in they blackmail me and snub me, and I'm at his welcome back home party. And I'm full, then I'm eating, and his mom and my grandma are just sitting there. They know they wrong. They have that. We know we wrong, but you gonna suck that shit up. You gonna eat it. We don't care how uncomfortable you are. And it's that little smirk, and they like, yeah, Alan. You know how somebody trying to hype you up because they know they doing fuck shit. And so I'm like, I'm eating cheese puffs or whatever, and I see him, and I'm just like froze. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm frozen. Like, what the
Yeah.
fuck? And I just see him, and he just, the family is just embracing him. And I'm just stuck on this couch. It seemed like I'm just sinking. And then I see my mom. And then she's like, oh my God, I missed you. Did you get the money I put on your books? Crying, hugging him tight, jumping up and down on him. And so I'm like, but damn, this is a person that, I mean, my mom never been a mother to me. So,
Mm.
and so when I tried to, I say probably like a year back, in a couple months, I tried to really make that bond with her, but that hurt me.
Yeah.
That hurted me. And
Yeah, I'm sorry. I know the pain. Like to watch your mother hug your abuser and
and not only hug him, like just verbally out loud say proudly that you
Mm,
gave this man money
right.
to and I get cussed out like a random hoe on the street, or like I'm just so lazy because I asked for help,
Mm,
I asked for money, or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? And that hurted me. And even with my grandmother calling my abuser, when the 15-year-old situation, and her calling him saying, I know you didn't do that, and all this, and my aunt is still talking to him to this day.
Wow.
So yeah, and recently, you know, as I'm healing and coming out about my situation, yeah, so my aunt pulled a gun out on me. And so,
Girl, what?
yeah.
Because you've been exposing. What, so if you don't mind sharing, when you said that she pulled out a gun, did like what's the backstory to that? Is it because you went on social media or
I
like what?
social media and I, exposed my truth about what happened to me and him. And I pretty much was like, yeah, this is why y'all be having bad luck. Cause she been in multiple car accidents and falling and stuff, and they just don't understand why. My ancestors don't play about me. And so um yeah, and so one morning, no, that was on the 8th, I remember, because it's on the police report. So I hope they get court ready. And so um I wake up and I hear them. And I hear her and she's like, my grandma's like, yeah, because I suppose my other abuser, Brian, too. And my grandma, like, she was talking to her sister, the one son who did that to me. Her name is Lois. And she's like, yeah, Lois called me and she told me. So apparently they're watching me on social media. They're stalking me. They're watching what I'm posting. Instead of apologizing. That's why I'm not stopping. And so I hear her or whatever, da da da, and she like, yeah, da da. And so I get up. I didn't go in there. Something told me don't go in that other bathroom because she was in there. And I went to the one that's closer to my room. And I'm waking up to brush my teeth. And my grandma, this is how I know my grandma knew that she had that gun. She sits in the dining room and she just watches. And yeah, she get the money. And it's a wall. Like when you turn
Mhm.
the corner, it's a wall before you get to the bathroom. So it's kind of like it's premeditated. Like they waited for this because my mom's in there asleep. My brother, he glued to the game. So no one's have consciousness of what's going on right now.
Right.
It's my word. It's so demonic because it's like it's my word against theirs. And so I get in the bathroom, I brush my teeth, and she's like, keep my name out your mouth. Keep my name out your mouth. And I'm just brushing my teeth because I'm annoying her. Because it's like, you're still talking to him. So regardless, like you're not gonna sit up here and bully me because
Right.
you did what you did. You know what I'm saying? It's the same person during that time when it happened. Let that next week and stuff like that. The CPS came to the door. None of them came to the door. They didn't come to the door. CPS said, hey, this man can't be around her, a minor, this child. They still had him in there and still left me in there by myself with him.
Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm.
So,
Like they were setting it all up. If they knew that this was going on, they were setting it all up. That's great. I don't understand family, but go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, you're okay, babe. And so yeah, during that time, she's just like, she hit me before in the when I was in the shower before because she just did not want to accept that. And so anyway, um, she was starving me. Um, like when she would cook in the house, stuff like that. Like she would make sure like I didn't eat or stuff like that. I was so lonely. I had my sister, during that time, my neighbor and stuff. But I mean, it's only so much one person can do when you don't have a whole support group, right? And
Right.
so um
You
yeah.
said
And
you were
so
brushing your teeth and stuff?
yeah, I was brushing my teeth and then Yeah, so she's like, yeah, you gonna keep my name out your mouth, keep my name out your mouth. And then she was holding her jacket and stuff like that. Cause I'm just annoying her. I didn't know she had a gun. You know what I'm saying? I'm just annoying her. So I'm just brushing my teeth like whatever. And then it's like one of those thin jackets, so you can see the imprint of it. And I look down, I'm like, oh shit, she like literally got a gun. So I was scared because I know she not gonna kill me, but at the same time, what if she pistol whip me or like, but then I know how they thinking. Cause you gotta be, as a black sheep, you gotta think demonic like them. So you can, so you can keep, that fight or fight, that survival mode for a little bit. So you can survive. So I'm like, okay, I know she's not gonna kill me because that's too much evidence. She not gonna kill me. Cause she don't want no bruises. So she pulled it out and she was like, I hate you, hoe. I sick of you. Da da da. And she was like, yeah, I don't fuck with you. I don't fuck with you. I just go to work. I take care of my family. I don't even talk to you, bitch. And da da da. Just going on.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, like, I kind of like dashed to the other bathroom, and then she was following me with it. And then, my grandma just sitting there, and I went in the other bathroom and I locked myself in, and then I finished brushing my teeth, and I was like, "What? I wish I got my phone because they don't believe black women." But then she was like, "Yeah, she's like, yeah, you need to tell them about that nappy ass head, and you ain't the only one who been raped before, and like you act like you so special, and she just saying crazy stuff. She was like, yeah, you better be lucky because I'll leave your ass in the ditch somewhere already. It's just been so many moments fighting tooth and nail to get through this fucking family, and damn near almost getting killed by them anyway through my health. Because not only that, around that time, when my grandma was saying, oh, I know you didn't do that, this was around 2019, 2018, 2019, and my appendix had ruptured. I got my period, and I had a stomach virus. And so that was my body like, bitch, you need to get the fuck up out of there. Like, it was telling me, like, all this trauma you're not processing. And, no one hardly came to the hospital. When I remember that morning, no, not the morning, that night, my mom and I went to the store. And so I remember I just kept sitting down. I'm like, I don't feel good. I don't feel good. And she just hollering, what the fuck wrong with you? And da da da. And this and that. I was just like, I just don't feel good. I think I got a stomach virus. And so I'm already depleted because my periods are already heavy, because a lot of people don't know PCOS is attached to the trauma of your ovaries and uterus and stuff. Mm-hmm. And so that what was going on, but I didn't know at the time. And so we finally went home, and I went to sleep, and I couldn't go to sleep. I threw up. I forgot about that. Bitch, it was something. I threw up, and I was like, okay. So I was extra depleted. And so I was like, you know what? I did the best thing that I knew. Like, and when I'm thinking about it now, I'm like, I shouldn't have had, if that was my daughter, I wouldn't have took her to the hospital. I wouldn't have been like, baby, you okay? What's going on? They didn't notice until I faint. And when I did faint it, that aunt that pulled that gun out, she let me faint to the floor. That's the last thing I saw. I was reaching out for her, and I fell. So it gets demonic to protect Black men specifically. They feel like, hold a Black man down. Don't send him to jail. It don't matter if he beating your ass and give you black eyes or raping everybody. Because mind you, this is the same family that want to talk about me and say, oh, you're not helping with rent. You're not helping with this. You're not helping with that. And I give y'all that. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I have helped before. And when I did was helping y'all hoes, y'all was going on the phone dogging me out about something else. So why would I continue? Because keep in mind, all of this is energetic. So if I keep pouring money into you and all this other stuff, why would I sit up here and help you and y'all can't even say, hey, we're sorry for this, we're sorry for that, oh, be
Right.
accountable, and y'all have fucked up my nervous system, gave me PTSD, pulling out guns. I mean, y'all ain't did the most. um I ain't dealt with some shit in my life. Y'all never been there. So why would I sit up here and fight tooth and nail to sit up here and help you? Not saying that I'm just a freeloader. I'm gonna give a disclaimer because people will hear all that and be like, "Well, there's still no excuse. I don't care if they almost killed you. If I was comfortable in the environment and the roof I was under, I wouldn't mind helping.
Right.
But I'm so scared out my mind. I keep my door locked. I don't even go in that bathroom anymore.
So you're currently in the same location where all this took place at,
Yes, so
and you're still surrounded by your family as well.
surrounded by my abusers, y'all. But I'm in the process of I got some things going on, but
Yeah.
I can't post it online because they're watching, and I don't want evil eye on it and
Yeah.
of that nature. But yeah, I feel like they protect them because it's just a generation of what have been going on. That's all what it was. They prioritized it. That's just what it is. They prioritize males. And so that's what it's been in the family all this time until I came. And of course I was a pygmy too. But it never been to that extreme like them. Um,
Hmm.
it was like, all women are pygmies. You got Disney Channel, we've been programmed, whatever, da da da. So, of course, but once you have that self esteem in yourself and grow out of that, it's different. But
Yeah.
for them to have that, and also, I just like with my mom and stuff, is like they did her the same way. So I would thought, I don't know if they pull guns and stuff like that. Like there's some new next level shit. But they done her the same way. She's been abused, stuff like that. They just swept under the rug. But
Hmm.
that's why I say the trauma explains it. Your trauma
Yeah.
explains you, but it doesn't make an excuse. Because if you've been through it, you wouldn't be like, no, y'all not gonna do my daughter like that. This, that, and third. She just said hey to her about a week ago. So